Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5. Over 10 years ago, as the Dark Knight changed things forever, we lost the actor who made it happen. Heath Ledger delivered the ultimate performance that left us eternally wanting more. While we all thought we saw the last of his portrayal of the Clown Prince of Crime, two men unearthed amazing footage of what he might have done next.
The job falls to us to comb over the files and documented exploits of Patient 4479, and this ultimate tribute to the role of a lifetime. Let's start today's session with Find Patient 4479. And then also Dragon, the 911 emergency call. We're covering that too. All right. I wasn't sure if I should announce them both up front.
Well, I was going to mention it up front, but some of you already did it for me, so we're good.
All right. We're all good then. Okay. So, Dragon, it's been a while, and it's entirely my fault. I have been the absentee dad who went to the store to get cigarettes and never came back in regards to the Joker blogs the past couple weeks. I apologize for that, folks. I've been, the end of the So You Want to Be an Imagineer competition's been on my mind a lot lately, so I've been kind of focusing on that. We are back, Dragon. We are back. We're covering two mini episodes, if you will. Find Patient 4479, which is kind of like an 8.5. And then also the 911 emergency call, which is under a minute long, but it is cool. It is cool. So, Dragon, what kind of context do you want to give here?
Okay, this is where things get interesting, because last episode we covered, the real big kind of mile marker, as it were, with BRB, which of course is very much, it's almost finale worthy in itself. If this were a television show, it would be the mid-season finale, no question. So, 8.5, Find Patient 4479. So this, obviously, the first episode without the Joker at all, but his presence is felt. He's not in the episode. Of course, the 0.5s, for the most part, I mean, let me put it this way, more than the second thing we're going to be talking about, they matter, but by the same token, they are you don't necessarily need them. They're not quite as pivotal as hey, we introduced Dr. Arkham that one time, but we're going to introduce him again anyway. So, they're kind of take him or leave him, but they do help, and also many times they do very much forward the viral marketing campaign, which this episode does as well, majorly by the end.
I mean, that is the cool thing about this show, is that it's kind of like half narrative and half ORG.
Yeah, that's the thing. So just and focusing on 4479. So we're in the aftermath of the Joker has escaped Arkham, as he is wont to do, but this is the first time the Nolanized Joker has done that. We've seen him escape.
I love the resolution to this too, that he basically just gets bored, but we'll get there.
Oh yeah. So we have, again, remember, he wrote on the video leaker's hand, BRB, as in, BRB means be right back, as mean he's not going to be gone from Arkham forever.
He's just taking a stroll, Dragon, to use the analogy I previously mentioned. He's going to the store to get cigarettes, except unlike the absentee dad, he actually plans on returning home.
Yeah, or to put in monk terms, he went to get monk terms, he went to get Chinese food, but he never came back. Oh, poor Adrian Monk. Anyway, so the Joker blogs, I want to just give you this, just to kind of give you what the viewing experience was like. So, the Joker blogs at this point in time of the series, by 8.5, they are, at this juncture, they had their ducks in a row. Things were going really good, as in, they had a plan for, for when the videos were coming out. This is an important thing just to mark right now. They had all their ducks in a row. Okay, things were nice and rosy, as in they had multiple videos in October, as in it used to be a monthly thing. The Joker blogs just came out monthly, then maybe between things after BRB to then you'd have they did the redux of the pilot, which is Therapy Begins, which is what we started with. So, they basically took time to get things right and also just kind of punch things up. But traditionally, a video came out monthly. So this is by the time October rolls around. So now, I'd say probably weekly at this point. They have a video coming out weekly or around weekly, and building for a reason. We're getting multiple videos out in October. I'll tease that. For a reason, we are putting videos out in October, so something times properly. And then we go back to the monthly thing. And by the way, this juncture, we are in year 2 of our adventure. This is October '09, which I believe it starts in October of '08, right? The same year The Dark Knight comes out. It's when our first episode was. So we're on year 2 of the journey right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cool,
as I
cool,
said, it
nice.
feeds into the viral marketing, as you can tell. And there we go, to get Warner Brothers' attention. That's pretty much all the viral marketing, is building to, like, hey, Warner Brothers.
Basically, it's like, as much as I love the viral marketing for The Dark Knight, Dragon, and by all means, I totally think we could do a podcast about that in the future.
True.
But as much as I love it, I mean, I honestly think this is kind of like, hey, you guys did it good. We could do it better.
Yep. Life is good.
All right.
All right, so all that said, let's break down our short expository episode.
Okay, so first of all, Dragon, with both of these episodes, I really like the unique perspective and how it's almost more of an audio drama than an actual like visual thing. But this is definitely the more interesting of the two visually.
Yeah, it's again, it's playing with the crappy video kind of aesthetic of our found footage
Sure.
framing place. So the video leaker, his outline, his chalk outline is on the floor. In this case, the taped outline is on the floor, and we have the great, kind of
Of
camera.
course, the camera guy, the video leaker, he wasn't really like a main character, but he was a presence in the early episodes.
Yeah, again, he had a very specific role that definitely, again,
Uh-huh.
it stirred the pot in a major way. It's a domino that has fallen. But again, the video sessions have gotten out. That's how we're watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's dead now, which again changes the game entirely of where we go
He's
next.
dead, Jim.
Yes.
I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's a fucking random reference to throw out there.
But
Go ahead.
It's exciting though. It's like, now, like, oh god, he was, our main video, kind of our whole shtick with the therapy sessions and the cameras in Arkham. It's kind of out the door right now. Where do we go from here? So that's kind of exciting. So Harleen is on the scene. She picks up the camera, and she's accosted by Dr. Cavendish, who is, for the kids out there, from Arkham Asylum, A Serious House and A Serious Earth. He's one of the doctors in the asylum.
Oh, okay. Nice pull.
Yeah. So,
Dragon, I hate to harp on the act. I think I figured out what I don't like about this actress is Harley, all right? I think I put the nail I think I got the nail on the head there, all right? When she's doing like the genuine Harley stuff and she's interacting with the Joker and everything, I feel like that's really compelling and I feel like she's well cast. When she's kind of trying to be in like authority mode and like trying to get a handle on the situation, maybe it's because with the performance, it's like, I guess that she's kind of playing a little out of her depth. But I don't know. It's like I feel like her cadence as a doctor, like when she's in doctor mode, kind of has like a little bit of a cocky quality to me that I kind of find a little bit off-putting.
well, she
But
has been
Dragon, like I said,
criticizing
I
Arkham up to this point.
honestly think it's more of the writing than it is the performance. And like I said, it's very much probably just based on the plot. But I don't know. I still like when we have Harley off screen. I still haven't fallen in love with the voice. But
To be fair, I think this is the first time we've really had her off, without the Joker, more so,
right. So
But I guess we'll see how that tracks for you. But anyway, so she's but she has really been open about her criticizing how Arkham's been handling so many things up to this point, even to the man himself. So I mean, I don't think cocky's necessarily the wrong, especially given that he's escaped. So much for a safer, well-managed Arkham. Okay, so Dr. Cavendish is talking to Dr. Quinzel here. By the way, Dr. Cavendish, played by our other showrunner, Andrew DeVere, the co-writer and co-director of the whole.
nice.
So yeah, he has a couple roles in the series. He was a guard. He was the off-screen guard that was not Lyle, and he is the very snotty Dr. Cavendish here, who we do not see, but we hear plenty of. Trust me, you're going to see DeVere in the most memorable role, but it hasn't happened yet.
Ooh, okay.
It's gonna be great.
What is he, like fucking Calendar Man or something?
Well, I won't spoil anything.
I don't know why I guess Calendar Man. That was a random guess.
You say, but you might not be far off.
All right. Anyways.
Anyway. Okay, so we go to, I believe, the therapy room, which I'm pretty sure is where Joker had his big speech with
Yeah,
the
it's basically been like the set piece of like most of the episode so far, which is really cool to see it like kind of like in disarray like this.
Yeah, and of course, even more than we saw last time. So the idea, so we have the
It's basically like the equivalent of like if we had like a really dark episode of the Nostalgia Critic where like the wall is painted in blood and his desk is turned over.
Exactly, which is a shame. That never kind of got an opening like that if you think about it. But yeah. So I'm just saying, given all the times like he's run out of the room, and remember that the Nostalgia used to be ambitious in the early days.
Yes, I do, Dragon. Well, Dragon, like I said, I don't. I think Doug is a victim of circumstance, and I think a lot of the internet is coming around on that. So,
Well, I mean, sure. I'm just saying, still though.
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Like I still think he has a lot to answer for, but I don't know. I don't think he's I don't think he's a malicious person. I'll say that much.
I mean, it's not. I'm not critiquing the man. I'm critiquing the work. Where I think he was more ambitious then than he is now. I mean, I'm saying those ads are terrible, but So,
I mean, I'm saying like some of his stuff now is like really good.
No,
like,
sure. I'm just saying every time.
Like I keep suggesting their pitches. I think they have really good pitches right now.
Sure, I'm just saying every time I watch an episode, the fact that he has these stupid ads, and I don't mean just like regular ads, I mean like the ads, I have no idea why they're approving this man making fun of their product like this.
Okay, you know what's funny about that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to make this a Doug Walker rant. But what's funny about that is like I actually genuinely appreciate the fact that he goes out of his way to make his ads funny.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of I just legitimately hear
it's super cringe, but like at the same time, I feel like it's at least more engaging than just like, oh, and by the way, internet security. This episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Blah 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 blah. Hey kids, you want to watch Netflix in Australia? Well, now you can. Blah 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 blah. I don't know, just like when I hear the same sort of ads like regurgitated over and over again on YouTube, like the YouTube paid promotions are really getting to me, man. They really are. But anyway,
Mike Rosenbaum does it best, though. But we don't have time to get into that now. So
I don't even know who that is.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh, Lex Luthor?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yes, Rosenbaum has the Inside of You podcast where he does his ads, but he reads them himself and he puts a spin on it. So, actually makes it kind of a new thing each time. Anyway.
I can see Conan doing good ad reads, too.
Sure. Anyway, so the table's turned over and scrolled on it. The idea is that Henry, the guard who had the fork in his throat, not the frog, but the fork in his throat. So Henry, the idea is he scrolled his last words on the table, which I'll admit I think we went too big with the font so it would read on camera. I think it should have been smaller realistically, but it's a
Well, I mean, like you just said, like it's the reading on camera thing. Like I get how hard it is to do font that reads on camera. So
yeah, so the idea is like with his blood, as he said, find patient 4479. All right. So, anyway, we're in the room. They're having the big tense discussion here. We have some big teases for our story that is in progress right now. Where so Joker's security bracelet has not gone off yet. Okay, so he's got a security bracelet. You'll find out it's on his ankle. So he's got like an ankle bracelet. So let's see. So point being, has not gone off yet, which implies that he might still be on the premises, which is scary when you think about it. Let's see. The Arkham is not answering. Dr. Arkham is not answering his phone, and they can't reach Lyle Bolton. These are all teases. I want you to earmark them.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
we've already met. We've already kind of like not met, but like. At the very least, been like verbally introduced to all those characters, right?
We've met him. Remember, Lyle was, we haven't seen him, but he was in the room. Remember the whole Lyle? That's a
right. And then we met Arkham.
Yeah, we've met them both.
Okay, yeah. We very memorably met Doctor Strange. I'm looking forward to more Doctor Strange.
Well, we all are, Tiki, but I think Dr. Hugo Strange for. Yeah. Well, he's coming.
Okay.
Back.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So he's coming back.
Yeah.
They kid about that one too. It's fine. All right. So anyway, Dr. Cavendish here is kind of laying out the problems here. They're in a panic because Arkham's still recovering from the last breakout, which of course was in Batman Begins with the Scarecrow. That was like the last major Arkham breakout. So this, and knowing all the recent trouble the Joker stirred up in the Dark Knight. This does not bode well, and then they have the leaked.
So Bane didn't cause an Arkham breakout in The Dark Knight Rises. That was all Blackgate.
Yeah, that was all Blackgate.
Okay, that's fair.
And again, it hasn't happened yet anyway. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's a good point. Good point. Good point.
It's like 8 years from now.
Yeah.
So
right. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, that just like I just realized. Oh yeah, you're right. The Dark Knight Rises hasn't happened yet. Anyways.
Okay, so
I think that's the first time I actually realized that in continuity.
Well, trust me, it's going to be important later. All right. So anyway, so between the leak sessions and just the idea that, oh God, a very dangerous patient who has made a big splash on these video sessions has escaped, and we were all kind of somewhat compliant in it, just in those sessions, as people can see, the funding for the hospital is very much in jeopardy. And then Harleen makes the point about, she's debating how Arkham's been avoiding the problem, and again, she's been laying this out in the show before, where basically, Arkham's against corporate control, and as basically Dr. Cavendish knows what Arkham's deal is, where it's been in his family for years. He does not want corporate control, and he's trying to talk him into private funding, because if that doesn't happen, this billionaire will get his hands on Arkham Asylum. So there's a little Chad for you that. That there's a interesting plot point. A billionaire is trying to get his hands on Arkham Asylum. I wonder what Ford. I wonder what billionaire. Right?
All right.
Proactive solution, perhaps.
Okay.
I don't know. Just throwing that out there. We're not going to.
It's Lex Luthor.
Yeah, right. God.
God, would that be a twist, though?
Oh, it'd be insane.
It's like if they built it up to be Bruce Wayne, but instead it was Lex.
Of course. I mean, it's fairly obviously. I mean, we're definitely going to. I think we're going to throw out some Bruce Wayne nods, but we'll get there. We'll see.
Wayne.
Anyway.
Okay.
So, Dr. Quinzel, she tells Cavendish that now's the time to alert the media, which is the responsible choice. So people can, I don't know, be prepared. We can have everyone search for them, including the authorities. Being very responsible, but also I love this too. There's a professional motivation. There's also a personal motivation for Harleen Quinzel here, in that I think it's less find him because he's a danger to the public, but also it's like, I need him for my career, but also I need him because I care about him, which she's not admitting to herself yet.
Mm-hmm.
Cavendish, his tact is that he wants to contain all of this. Now, I'm not 100% on this still, but it's intimated to me that the police have not been contacted yet. They haven't been called yet because Arkham does have a morgue, so that's where their dead bodies are going, and I think it's security, doing like the chalk outlines and everything, preparing for, I don't know.
Sure.
So I'm not sure what the deal is there, but maybe they've been called. The point being, they're trying to keep it on the hush-hush so it doesn't get out so far. Because, again, they're afraid about cutting funding and everything. And so we tease up the private funding solution. There's going to be a board meeting in 5 minutes. He gives a real prickish response here. The board meeting's in 5 minutes. Be there in 3.
That is a response.
Then we have a big moment. What's the big moment?
Yeah, Harley turns the camera towards herself, and she directly addresses the audience. Like, I don't know how many people have been watching this, but I need your help.
Yeah, this is an awesome fourth wall-y kind of like addressing the audience moment here.
Well, it very much reminds me of like an ORG thing, right? Where it's like the characters like directly addressing the audience, giving them a challenge.
Yeah, and again, as I said before, the danger factor at play here, where her face is on camera, but it is fritzed out and all fuzzy, so you're not getting a clear picture. So we're still not there yet. We still have not seen her kind of, we haven't seen the full picture yet.
Well, I mean, I'm sure eventually we're going to build up to like whatever the Nolan version of the Jester suit is.
Sure. So there is, again, the danger factor being the more unveiled she is, the higher the danger level is. With Joker, who is seemingly unfindable at the moment, and who's been unleashed, and now she's somewhat on camera, so the danger is certainly mounting. They're not in the same room yet, though. All right. So, let's see. So, Dr. Quinzel, here's, I don't know how many of you have been watching this. I need your help. 4479 is out there, and we have to find him. Then there's the viral marketing. Post a link to the Gotham News Network, which I'm sure was, basically it was kind of a connect to Warner Brothers, I'm sure, or something at the time. And let's see. Alert the media. Alert them before he kills anyone else. We have to warn everyone. I have to find the eye. Oh boy, the eye. I have to find patient 4479.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she's addressing the audience and she's playing by the Joker's rules right now, and I don't know, in the whole dressing the camera thing, it's she's melding.
I mean,
to him a
she's
little
basically
more.
just kind of like, yeah, the addressing the audience is like, because that's probably one of the things that like initially she was probably very adverse to was the
Yeah.
recording thing, but now she's like leaning fully into it as a tool.
Yeah. So again, she's slowly but surely becoming more and more in line with the Joker and what he's been trying to impart upon her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then briefly, and this I'm sure I really want to get your thoughts on this. Now we're going to move over to the 911 emergency call.
I mean, I like this a lot, Dragon. Like I said, I think I kind of already pretty much given most of my thoughts about it, but like I really love the idea of the Joker breaking out of Arkham, going on a crime spree, and then essentially calling home to get a ride because he's bored. I don't know, just all of it just feels so very Joker-esque, and I love it.
So let me tell you what's really cool about this. So technically, we don't need this at all. This is one thing that's completely supplemental because we're gonna link up to this later in the story. Okay, this is just something that we're gonna have this scene later. But this was again just in the release of the blogs. What they did is they basically so we've gone non-linear for the first time, where so everything else has been very straightforward, like up to 8.5, and then here's something way later in the story.
Ooh.
So we establish, and also with this, if you notice, with the whole 911 emergency call and the way this is presented, this is our new found footage device through the GCPD and just kind of other avenues of, again, it's audio in this case. It's an audio,
I did notice the emphasis on audio. I'm curious to see how many different ways we're going to do that.
Oh, you'll see.
Uh-huh.
So again, it's not going to be all audio, but I'm saying through the GCPD, and again more so maybe in a past tense. Let's just say again we're going to explore like things have happened, and we're going to play with time now as Nolan.
Oh, I like that. That's exciting. That's exciting.
So this next stage, we're definitely playing with time. So
I think somewhere in a dark room in Britain somewhere, Christopher Nolan just perked up. Did somebody say something about playing around with time and narrative?
He sips his tea.
He's just got like the non-linear storytelling senses.
He sips the tea and then he gets up like Keaton did in Batman Returns. Anyway, so again, basically we're kind of this phone call, the aftermath of Joker's plan, let's say, with some archived evidence, let's say that much. And again, big tease to later in our story. Okay, so he's making a 911. He calls 911. He gets a dispatch lady, and again, much later in our stories, we're teasing what the Joker has gotten himself into, possibly. So there's any little clues would be mined from here. Calls 911. He just baffles this poor dispatcher. 911 is this emergency. Like,
I love how it's like at first she just basically thinks it's a crank call.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you're in the ambulance. Okay, yeah, can you turn on the siren? All right, look, if you don't have an emergency, get off the line.
Yeah, I just love just Joker playing with it, as he would do so classically. And I love the fact, and the reason I paired these two together for us here is the fact, first episode without the Joker, we got a little bit of Joker in there.
Sure.
I was contemplating just skipping over this, but then I realized, we should probably get
No, I'm honestly glad you didn't. I enjoyed this a lot, yeah.
All right, so we have there's no emergency. I can make it an emergency. What's your name? My name's not important. I need a ride. Do you need an ambulance? Oh, an ambulance would be great. Can I turn on the sirens? It's just so darn playful.
And I could totally picture Heath Ledger Joker doing that too. Just like in the middle of getting loaded onto the ambulance, just like, ooh, I'm going to turn on the sirens and have some fun.
I mean, we saw what he did with a cop car. It's entirely possible.
Exactly.
And also what he did with a fire truck. The only thing we haven't seen is the ambulance. Because we saw him in a hospital. That was a bus.
Dragon, he needs to complete his trifecta.
Yep, that he does.
He's just like a little kid. He just enjoys fire trucks and ambulances.
So she starts to read him the riot act about, it's not supposed to mess with the 911 hotline, and
I like how she's trying to be patient with him, though. Like, she doesn't really have a threatening tone. It's more so just annoyed.
yeah. I think, the band, she's pretty much like, I'm not saying they use a script, but, it's like, the original script you use to kind of get in the swing of it, I'm sure. Just like, okay, well, if you get any crank calls, you got to read him the riot act. And So he says, listen, I'm all done here, which is terrifying when you think that he's all done here. He's calling, essentially he's calling.
Like, what could he possibly be done with?
This is him kind of going on the long way home, let's say, after he's done what he's done, which is just a terrifying prospect. Look, it's been a long day, and I'm tired, and I want to go home. So
now, again, it's like, what could possibly make the Joker exhausted?
So I'm going to tease two things here with exactly what he said with our clues. So long days, and there is if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, well, I know for a fact it's a 24-hour cycle. So this is a day. So the events are what's about to transpire in our story, 24 hours. Secondly, I want to go home. So again, the goal of the Joker wants to go home.
How quaint.
Yep. So
it's just like the Land Before Time.
Joker's got two goals in our show here, and that's the goal, and then of course the Harleen Quinzel is the other goal. So those are the two goals. How they feed into each other? Well, we'll see. All right, so just get over here and pick me up. You need a name and an address, and this is the great said thing here. It's just like, oh, you'll know where to find me, and he just hangs up. Is that how ominous is that he's done something and you're going to be able to find him?
Yeah, it's like, okay, there's clearly something amiss there.
All right, so we'll do final thoughts. You gave pretty much final thoughts on 911 emergency call. You want to say anything on patient 4479?
I mean, just in general with the whole thing, I am really enjoying how mixed media this whole thing is. It's got elements of an ORG, it's got elements of like a straightforward like found footage narrative. Certainly a lot of fan film influence, of course. Just overall, it's just a very, very interesting little cocktail of different influences, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I'm sure that you're just kind of like sitting here all giddy that I don't know anything.
Oh, you have no idea. You really have no idea.
So, all right.
All right, so final thoughts for me, just on both of them, I guess. There's a very immersive take on the Dark Knight's, these episodes in particular, very immersive take on the Dark Knight's viral marketing that feels, very participatory, which I think is great, and especially when you don't have the luxury of, doing the whole thing where, you're going to find a walkie-talkie that is going to be available in this area for a while, and you have to go to a bakery for a cake and, do, the scavenger hunt thing. You can't do that, right. But this is, pretty immersive, though. Again, I just love that the palatable, uneasy feeling of the status quo. That's about to be lit on fire with Joker missing, and just the dread of the Dr. Quinzel story. He's missing, and she's still got some story going on here, and the twain are probably going to meet.
Oh yeah.
So we got some good exposition on Arkham Asylum's financial state, and we establish, Dr. Arkham. After we've established Dr. Arkham as a character, that's going to come in handy soon. For sure. Love the emergency call. Marketing wise, it keeps you guessing in terms of the nonlinear story approach, and again changes up our archival found footage device. That is the big thing. We're no longer strictly just using these therapy sessions. Now we're doing something completely new, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean that in itself is just probably the most exciting thing. Is just because me, Dragon. I'm a big fan of telling narratives in unique and different ways, and so this very much seems to just be calling that to mind. I mean, as far as just my artistic sensibilities, this is right up my alley, to be sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything you want to tease about the next one?
Let's just say we're gonna follow the evidence trail on this next one. We're definitely gonna continue down the track of that 911 call.
Nice. Okay. Nice. All right. Sorry, Dragon. I'm just trying to get back to the intro here. Oh. My bad. Full transparency. All right. Well, our time's up, and it's time to reseal for further evidence. Until next session, when we attempt to answer the question, is there a method to the madness? with the Joker Blogs case study.
I turn on the sirens.
I like fire trucks.